time. These magazines wanna feature me, cause they know I'm on the rise. But the attention, I'm on a mission. Cause ever since I flipped that switch, my power can't be denied. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. Call me a king, buy me a crown. Oh my, 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 oh my, my, my. I'm leveled up, and this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to write me off, tell them they can go and write this down. This is my world now. Pay attention, I'm on a mission. Man with a vision. Got a passion, making it happen. Ready for action. And this is my world now. This is my world now. So anyone who tried to
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Our family started RVing a few years ago, and when I think about all those campfires and fishing trips and sporting events, these are memories that are going to last a lifetime. I want to help others do the same thing. Hi, I'm Kevin Smith, General Manager at the all-new CLICKIT RV in Milton Freewater. People in this community are very familiar with this location and the great service they've always received. So the biggest question we get is, where is Keith? The great news is, Keith is still here.
I've seen a lot of changes. I've seen a lot of things come and go. Through all the changes that we have seen, one thing that has not changed for us is the quality of our service.
Buying an RV is a big purchase, but it should be a fun and happy experience. So whether it be in sales or service or parts, our mission is simple: be the best. From our team here at CLICKIT RV in Milton Freewater, we invite you to come down and experience the difference.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to iRacing on LSRTV, simulcast on the Community Radio Network. And we welcome you to round 12. Round 12. And after a week off for Memorial Day, we're here at the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now, this is not the repaved super speedway track that is Atlanta. This is the old Atlanta Motor Speedway. Anyhow, we're set to go here for tonight's race. We're glad you're here. I'm Wesley Outland. We'll be joined very soon by Justin Prince. He had some other prior obligations to tend to, but as soon as he completes them, he will be here with us as always. Charles Wooten manning the boards for our broadcast coverage, as well as for those that are listening on the Community Radio Network. And again, hey, we're going to see what tonight holds with these drivers as they get ready to go. They get into position. Obviously, after a week off for Memorial Day observance, the Northwest Truck Series presented by CLICKIT RV ready to go at Atlanta. Ryan Bloom is the points leader. He has a 30-point lead, if you will, over Dennis Moore, both from Win Racing. Jeff Stabnow is third in the points, of course, 57 back to Ryan Bloom. 65 back is Ryan Gormley in fourth. Toby Ritter, 72 back is your top five. Then it's Dan West Jr., Sean Brightsman, John Ottenbacher, Stephen O'Hare, Dan Lowther, your top 10. And right now, the man that has the most wins is a tie between Ryan Bloom and Dennis Moore. These drivers, of course, with 2 wins each, and they're again sitting in positions number 1 and 2 in the point standings. Devin West also climbing into the points. He has 2 wins this year for West Racing. He is outside the top 15 or outside the top 10 in the 13th spot. But again, all these drivers getting into position, getting into place, getting ready to go. And again, it should be a good one, no doubt about it. As these drivers, again, get prepared, they get ready to go. Qualifying should be coming up on racetrack very, very soon. And again, qualifying will set the stage for these guys as Robert Campbell and the Aero Kinetics number 54 Chevrolet gets ready to roll on track. As well as everyone else, they'll go on the clock and qualify. We'll see how all this shakes out for all these drivers still going on. So, again, we're glad you're here. As Robert Campbell and his Chevrolet climbs the banking here at Atlanta. The old Atlanta, not the new Atlanta, not the repaved track for tonight's race. We're glad you're here joining us. Robert Campbell crosses the start-finish line. He'll go on the clock. We'll see how all this entails for all of these drivers. Taking time. Who will be the top dog, if you will, when it's all said and done. Working their way on the track. Robert Campbell now. Again, Robert Campbell taking time on the speedway. We'll see how it shakes out for him as well as all the other trucks in qualifying. Robert Campbell sets the bar 31-36. 31-36. Dennis Moore right behind him with a 31-62. And we are qualifying now. Understanding Justin Prince still not available yet, so Robert Campbell now going to bump to second as Dennis Moore is going to go to the pole. Look at Dennis. Oh, Robert Campbell with smoke coming from the back end of his truck. Wonder if he got some damage or might be blowing the engine overheating there on the Chevrolet number 54, Robert Campbell. And now Dennis Moore going to the top of the board, 31.055 here in qualifying, 31.055. Tyler King now second, 31.20. Robert Campbell right there falling to third. And there's Tyler King, the defending Truck Series champion. He'll move to the number 2 spot in his Ford, number 21. A CLICKIT RV Bomb Speed Win Racing, number 23. This is Toby Ritters. Well, Toby Ritters still in the top 10 of the point standings. 5th, as a matter of fact. 2 top 5s and 5 top 10s for the number 23 this year. Still looking for that first win of the season. Toby Ritters works his way off of turn 4 down to the line. And Toby Ritters will climb into 7th. 31.972. 31.972. Good to see the Cole Raz entry back with us tonight. Chevrolet number 10. Normally competes a lot on the Spears SRL Southwest Tour and the Northwest Super Late Model Series. I know they're preparing for the Wenatchee Super Oval Wenatchee 200 this weekend. And Cole Raz also coming off of a $20,000 win recently here a couple of weeks ago as well. And Cole Raz will now move to second in qualifying, 31.112, 31.112 for the driver of the number 10. Here comes now Brett Johnson. It's the Team LSRTV, CRN number 7. His Chevrolet, we'll see what the 7 will do. Right now, Dennis Moore top of the board, Cole Raz in second, Tyler King in the Ford third. Dan West Jr. fourth, 31.222, 31.247 for Campbell, your top 5. Reynolds, Burke, Vining, Gormley, your top 10. And now Brett Johnson just bumped Toby Ritters out of the top 10. Ryan Gormley to 10th. Brett Johnson now to 8th, 31.431 for the number 7 Chevrolet, Brett Johnson. Here comes Devin West, as we mentioned. And there's another one of those drivers for West Racing. Outside the top 10, he currently sits in 13th. He's got 2 wins on the year. We mentioned before the Memorial Day break, man, the Dan West Jr. and Devin West, the West family, father-son combo has been phenomenal in the Northwest Racing Series sanction groups. For the trucks, Xfinity now, they're not going to come back until Labor Day. There'll be some other races that are going on. And then, of course, on the dirt side as well for the Thursday night bi-weekly series. And the Shelton, Washington driver, the number 5, Devin West, works his way off of turn 4, coming to the line. 31.954. Put him in 13th. JohnOnnenbacher just climbed to 12th and bumped him 31.847. Here comes the Billings, Montana, number 24. Jeff Stab now. Ryan Bloom just locked up the pole. 31.018. 31.018 for Win Racing. And now Kevin Smith on track. By the way, Jeff Stab now just qualified 15th in his Ford. 32.147. 32.147. Devin West went up 7th now. 31.251. Jeff Stab now just climbed up the pylon now to 3rd. 31.109. And here comes Kevin Smith now, across the line. Kevin Smith, will they be looking at another pole? The 00. 15th on lap 1. He's got one more lap to get after it. I love that day glow orange rims on those tires for the 00. Walla Walla, Washington. Kevin Smith, Win Racing, cross the line. What will he be? Boom! Top of the board. 15th to the pole on lap number 2. 30.919. 30.919. The Brights Boutique, number 46. That's the driver of a former series champion of the Cup Series, Toyota Brights, Sean Brightsman. Just finishing up with this qualifying lap. There goes Dan Lowther now. Troy Daggett also on track. All these drivers taking time. This qualifying continues on here. Brett Johnson just ended up 13th now. We'll see where Dan Lowther ended up 14th, 31.456. And will anybody else take any more time to qualify? I think we might have the entire field set. We got a couple of drivers like Frank Harris, BJ Tidrick, and Stephen O'Hare that are yet to take time of the over 20-plus trucks here in the field. But the clock is ticking. By the way, real quickly, while we're doing there, let's check out the bottom right of the monitor and your Creative Customs weather conditions. I'm sorry, Kaufman Creative. My bad. 1 week off. Kaufman Creative. 90 degrees. 90 degrees Fahrenheit. The 45.56 Celsius for track temp is 114. And 32.05 Celsius for air temp. But the air temp is 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 114 degrees track temp. And the wind speed, windy, 10, 12 miles an hour. Partly cloudy skies, but right now the sun beaming over Atlanta Motor Speedway. Oh, yeah, we're about to get rowdy very soon. How about it for Rowdy Kyle Busch, winner yesterday at the Worldwide Technology Raceway? Yeah. Charles said he got us some chicken yesterday because of Kyle Busch winning. We'll be joined by Justin soon. And qualifying, I believe, is about to come to an end here, as I believe the field is set. Understanding, going to give him another minute. But Frank Harris and BJ Tidrick, Stephen O'Hare, I believe, are going to be scratched. They'll tag the back. And the field will grid. Ready to go at Atlanta, round 12 after Memorial Day break. Take a look at the starting lineup. Another pole for Kevin Smith. The 00 for Win Racing, by the way, for Kevin Smith. That is now his 5th pole this year. To the outside, Ryan Bloom in the 25. The points leader. Row 2, Dennis Moore. In that 44 right to the outside, Jeff Stabnow, the 24. Good qualifying drive. Cole Raz is back. He'll start 5th. Tyler King, defending truck champion, to the outside, row 3. Row 4, Troy Daggett and Dan West Jr. And your top 10. Robert Gamble in the 54, Devin West in the 5. Row 6, Brian Reynolds and Carl Burke. Row 7, Brett Johnson, Dan Lowther. Top 14 starters. Row 8, Catman, James Vining, and John Ottenbacher. Billings, Montana, 89. Tucson, Arizona's Sean Brightsman, Ryan Gormley on the outside in row 9. Top 20, Christopher White, former Cup Series champion, the 47. Clifford Toby Ritters right there to the outside. Row 11, DJ Tidrick in the 72, Stephen O'Hare in 41. These drivers did not take qualifying time. And on the back, the number 11, Frank Harris, the legend. He'll start in 23rd. So, 20 taking time on the clock. 3 drivers again starting back 9. And I believe Stephen O'Hare scratch unless he comes onto the racetrack from the pit lane. So the field will get a preliminary lap. Race time will be 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes, the distance for this race, if need be. And they're going to go, of course, round number 12 here tonight. Here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. And as I mentioned, the new repaint. This is the old Atlanta, the abrasive Atlanta, the track used up Atlanta. 200 miles, 134 laps the distance. Lap 67 will be halfway. Lap 134 to the finish. Attempts of 3 overtimes, if need be, for green white checker. All right, Memorial Day is gone. Time to strap back in and get back to work for the drivers of the Northwest Truck Series, presented by CLICKIT RV, and ironically, CLICKIT RV on the front 3 spots. Green is out. We're underway. Boy, Brett Johnson, I think, spinning tires in the back of the start. And that number 7. But you have a race, and we are getting it going here in Atlanta. Kevin Smith will get the jump on the opening lap. Climbs the bank into 3. Bloom behind him. Dennis Moore, Jeff Stabnow, that's the battle for 3rd. Great racing as they work off of turn 4, storming to the line, and we're 1 lap into this thing. There's Dennis Moore and Jeff Stabnow. Again, we watched that battle going on for that 3rd and 4th spot. Tyler King watches on as well. He's in 5th. Single file as they climb the banking down to the inside of the racetrack. They'll work their way again off the corner out of turn number 4. And the fastest truck of the race, I'm understanding, Jeff Stabnow, 31.524. 31.524, and he's up to 2nd spot now. Getting around Ryan Bloom in the LSRTV Searing 4K Ford. Looking to go to the lead. Battling Smith. Smith on the bottom. Almost to the bottom of the apron. Drifts up in front of now. Stabnow. Off of 4. Jeff Stabnow by himself, man. He's driving that top set. Yep, once again, another edition of LSRTV versus Win Racing. Inside the top 5. All of this happening here. And now Jeff Stabnow will go to the lead. So Team LSRTV to the front. That's a good thing. And obviously he's trying to look for that first win of the season for Jeff Stabnow if he pulls it off. Right now for the driver of Jeff Stabnow. Third in the points races. 1 pole, 1 top 5, 4 top 10s. And 57 points back to Ryan Bloom. Watching Cole Raz now battle with Ryan Gormley. Toby Ritter's in that mix. This is going on to the top 15. Again, just getting started for this race. Johnson, remember he spun the tires on the start, coming to the green. And now he's finally got a good run going for him. He's got Chris White behind him. Sean Brightsman up on deck on the top. Behind them, or in front of them, is Ryan Gormley. Toby Ritters, side by side. All the other trucks are behind them as they work out of 4. So underway here in this opening 10 laps of the event. Now John Ottenblocker making a move on Daggett. This is for 12th. 11th and 12th up for grabs now. Dan Lowler right behind them for 13th as they climb the banking into 2 and 3 out of 4. Robert Campbell in the top 10, his truck high there. Carl Burke going by him in the 53. Carl Burke now with a good solid run in the top 10. The JRM entry. Nice wrap job on that 53. Chevrolet. All the while, Jeff Stabnow, the leader, and Dan West Jr. and Devin West now for 5th and 6th. That's part of Team LSRTV as well. By the way, you've got LSRTV Win Racing in the top 7. We mentioned it earlier. And that battle back between them again. Yeah. I follow those same sentiments. All of this going on here now with another lap on the board. So right now, Jeff Stabnow leading the way. Kevin Smith is in 2nd. Ryan Bloom 3rd. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., top 5. Devin West, Tyler King. Thanks everybody for watching. Hit that click, hit that like and share, hit that subscribe button if you haven't done it so as well to keep up with all the action. Always for the Northwest Series. Devin West, Carl Burke, Tyler King, Brian Reynolds, John Audenbacher. Right now your top 10. That's what it stands. Johnson and Daggett battling there. That was a good battle. They're going on in for the top 15 or outside the top 15. Johnson was starting to make a climb up to the field, and then he fell back like 6 seconds behind the leader. And there's the man leading the charge, Jeff Stabnow, the number 24 from Billings, Montana. Leading the way, Kevin Smith right behind him in the number 2 spot. Pick your poison. Got a lot of racing left to go here. What a drive going for the driver of the number 24, Jeff Stabnow, a leader. Look at now this battle in the top 10. Reynolds, Burke, Audenbacher. Well, you just saw a glimpse of the green truck of Audenbacher trying to get back in that battle. As whoa, Brian Reynolds a little loose there for a moment. Carl Burke on his outside. And you see now Audenbacher on the bottom, Reynolds back up on the outside. Off of that second turn, they work to the back stretch here at Atlanta. Audenbacher's got Cole Raz in his back step as well. Gonna help him single file work into the bank and into turn number 3. And while all this happens, Jeff Stabnow open up now a 3/4 second lead over Kevin Smith. 134 laps the distance. We're 18 laps in. And this 200-mile event, round number 12. Wesley Outlet here with you. Hopefully Justin Prince will be here soon. Jeff Stabnow in that number 2 spot. Or Jeff Stabnow leading Kevin Smith in the number 2 spot. Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr. top 5. Now here we go with Reynolds, Brian Reynolds, Carl Burke, and Cole Raz going at it for the top 10. Almost 3 wide. Under attack, Brian Reynolds thought he got sideways off the back straightaway, entering it. They might go 3 wide. Will they? No, they won't. Raz can't get to the bottom. Opening up room is Burke on the outside. And they'll do-si-do now 2 by 2. Or Audenbacher waiting patiently there to go after it on the bottom. And there's contact. Brian Reynolds about hit the left rear of the Burke machine. And they still held it together. Good drive there. Audenbacher right there behind him. Brightsman now also. There's your dozen. Be working to come to the line this time by putting lap number 20 on the board. Hey, by the way, Charles, have you seen the new SDK? Oh, yeah, check out the new live timing for SDK, dude. It is awesome. CRN coverage on the radio, LSRTV for those watching. Atlanta, round 12. Carl Burke Reynolds battle. This is for 10th. It's for the top 10. Yes, the new view of SDK is awesome. Wow, where have you been? It's phenomenal. Whoever did it, they did a good job updating it, that's for sure. Yeah. Oh, wow. I thought you did. Well, right now, Jeff Stabnow, the leader, but for how long? Because Win Racing, Ryan Bloom coming after him. And Dan West Jr., Devin West, hot on the hills as well. That's Team LSRTV, though. So, you know, they're going to help out Jeff, but they're going to do what they got to do to get around him as well. But there's still a lot of this race left to go here on lap number 24 for truck 24, leading of Jeff Stabnow. Oh, we got trouble. Wow, Troy Daggett into the outside, safe for barrier after bonsaiing through the turf, in the grass, still sideways, still fishtails, keeps to the bottom of the apron. We stay green. Wow. No caution. Is there any way we can look at a replay for that? Man, that was crazy. And by the way, we still stayed green. No caution flag. Let's see what happened here. Well, actually, I don't think we have the replay yet. I think we're working on it behind the scenes. Maybe there's White, the CWR Chris White Racing Chevrolet number 47, sitting in that 17th spot right now. And I don't think we got the replay of it. Sorry. Anyhow, big save by Troy Daggett. Although he does fall to the number 22 position. You can see the entire rundown of all the trucks on track on the scoring pylon on the from top left to bottom on the monitor. Wow. Devin West shot to the tailgate. Bloom got him sideways there. He was fishtailing it on the back end. Saves it in the corner. Watch Ryan Bloom again, trying to reel back in. Devin West up on the outside. All of this, okay. All of this happening now with Jeff Stabnow, Ryan Bloom, Devin West. On the inside, Ryan Bloom. And now he clears him for that number 2 spot. Look at that skirmish of trucks. Funnel out down into turn number 1 up the banking here in Atlanta. Bloom up the racetrack. Dan West Jr. right behind him on the inside. Devin West will follow. Devin West bonsaied off of Ryan Bloom for just a second. He got him loose. He saves it. We'll stay in the grip. We'll stay, hold it. Hold it together, buddy. Boy, oh boy, that could have been scary right there a moment ago. Ryan Bloom finding an ill-handling truck now. Devin West got loose. He falls back to the clutches of Daddy West now for 3rd and 4th. And there's your leaders right there. Throw a blanket over them. 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. Stabnow, the leader. Bloom in 2nd. Devin West, Dan West Jr., Dennis Moore. Your top 5. Devin West down to the inside. He'll make a run on Bloom now for that number 2 spot. Working their way back to the turn. Another lap in. Jeff Stabnow, the leader now. Ryan Bloom clears back around the West family to go back to the number 2 spot. Oh, wow. Got kind of a new updated scoring ticker, if you will. Thanks to App Engineering. Yeah, I know that'll change. You'll fix that eventually. 32 of 134 laps right now. What'd you do? Take off the graphics from the new update for SDK and used it for the scoring pylon now? Gotcha. Oh, he's still messing with it. So Jeff Stabnow is still the leader, closing in on 100 laps to go now. Now you see Ryan Bloom and Devin West battle for the number 2 spot off of that second turn to the back straightaway. Dan West Jr. right behind him. Also Dennis Moore. All of this happening now as they work their way back to the line for another lap. The fastest lap will show up in purple for those that are looking at the new scoring ticker on the top left. The fastest lap is the leader, 31.429 for Jeff Stabnow. Can you show the interval, the gap? He's probably working on that. There it is. Asking you shall receive. There it is, the interval. Ah. We on the air, we live, and we working live, doing other things. Jeff Stabnow, by the way, flag to flag since the race started. He's leading the way in the green. 24, Jeff Stabnow. Wow, there you go. Holy cow. I love it. I love it. Hey, and it actually shows the Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota emblems also on some of these drivers' trucks too, on my new scoring ticker. He's probably working on that next. Blow our mind. 35 of 134. I'm loving it, man. So glad you guys are watching it tonight on a Monday night after the Memorial Day break has subsided. And the race rolls on here. Still a long way to go, might I add. Still a long way to go in this race. But obviously it's been another night. Another night of the LSRTV Win Racing Battles. As we mentioned, it would probably be that way. And make no bones about it, it certainly is. On this evening. There's Dennis Moore battling with Ryan Bloom. That's a couple of Win Racing teammates for third. Going at it back on the racetrack. Of course, Jeff Stabnow still the man of the P1 spot. What are you going to show me now? Oh, wow. Look at that. Jeff Stabnow to Dan West Jr., and there's the interval on the bottom from first to second. I told you Charles was working on stuff behind the scenes while we were on the air racing. Hey, we're also at the top of the hour. We'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification. We'll be back. The Northwest Truck Series presented by CLICKIT RV on the Community Radio Network.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Back here at the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway, with the exception of a thrill and spill with a chance of a caution with Troy Daggett. We have been able to stay green. He's one lap down on the racetrack in 22nd, or 19th, my apologies. Welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Coverage of iRacing on LSRTV, CRN. I'm Wesley Outland. Justin Prince, where are you? I think that 30-minute window should be up by now. Charles Wooten is always working on the production. Round 12 tonight for the virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. And Jeff Stabnow looking good. Doing a phenomenal job, by the way. Nobody has made any pit stops yet in the top 12. Some drivers behind the top 15 have come down to the pit lane. The 13 drivers on track, though, or 12 drivers on track, have not pitted yet. 12 trucks now on the lead lap. That's Tidrick. He is, or excuse me, that's Briar Reynolds. He is the first truck a lap down. 12 trucks in the lead lap. Jeff Stabnow running away with this thing here, man. Jeff Stabnow leads. Dan West Jr. second. Dennis Moore third. Devin West fourth. Ryan Bloom the top five. Then it's Tyler King, Cole Rash, Sean Breitzman, Smith. The pole truck back to 8th now. Ryan Bloom, Brett Johnson, top 10. And here comes green flag pit stops, and Ryan Bloom is giving up his position coming down the pit lane. This will happen on lap number 44. Drivers pitting. Ryan Bloom, 10th place right now on track. Well, actually off track. In the pit lane is what I meant. We'll watch them work their way back off of the pit stops. Jeff Stabnow coming down to the pit lane. Tyler King, Dennis Moore. Pit stops here at Atlanta. Dan West Jr. now the new leader. Sean Breitzman, now Devin West in on pit road. Cole Raz in pit lane. The pole truck, Kevin Smith on pit road. Green flag pit stops continue around lap 50 on lap 47. The new leader is coming on pit road. Here he comes. Dan West Jr. onto the pit lane to his pit stall. Service going on. Still starting to see these green flag pit stops taking place here. Dan West Jr. will come back out on track third. For how long, though? There's the now second place man. Sean Breitzman and Brett Johnson. There's the leader now, the 46. Couple of Team LSRTV trucks, and once we got these two coming down to the pit lane, then we will cycle them off. By the way, Jeff Stabnow, purple on the screen, fastest truck on the track. 31.429 for Jeff Stabnow. And back of the lead lap for the number 24. .31.429, the best lap of the race so far by Jeff Stabnow. Here comes now Brett Johnson coming down onto the pit lane. Sean Breitzman yet to pit. There is the 46. The last lap that pit stops was held. Their pit lap 44 for Ryan Bloom, 45 for Dennis Moore, 46 for Dennis Moore, actually. It said 45, my apologies. Lap 46 for Jeff Stabnow. Here's Sean Breitzman, the leader. And now he'll give up the lead. It'll cycle back around now to everybody coming down pit road. Sean Breitzman's Brights Boutique, LSRTV, CRN, Toyota onto the pit lane. And this will give the lead back to Ryan Bloom when he comes back around to the line. Right now, there's a look at your pit stop time. 14.2, best pit stop for everybody. Ryan Bloom, 14 seconds for Tidrick also. No, I'm sorry, 14.2 for Ryan Bloom, 14.6 for Dennis Moore, 14.1 for Jeff Stabnow. So these drivers having pit stops, good pit stops, actually. Very happy with their pit stops. There's Clifford Toby Ritters right now in the number 10 spot. Clifford, the Chevrolet number 23, also for Win Racing. For him to tell you that he's part of a race team has got to be a humbling honor. For a while, he was a loner by himself and involved with a really great team now with, of course, Bomb Speed and CLICKIT, Win Racing. Ritter's up the racetrack. It looks like Carl Burke tries to make a move on him to the inside. Yes, he does for the number 10 position. And Vining right there behind him as well. Breitzman climbing up the scoring pylon. He's back to 13th. Continuing to hold their position again. What a phenomenal job now by Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom now the man that is leading the way in the number 25. And remember, he's the points leader. Got that 30-point lead over Dennis Moore, his teammate, who ironically is right behind him. And guess who's behind him? Jeff Stabnow. Well, guess who's third in the points? Jeff Stabnow. I digress. So Bloom, Moore, Stabnow, Devin West, Dan West Jr., top 5. Tyler King, Kevin Smith, Cole Raz, as Frank Harris tags the wall on the back straightaway off of turn 2. Holding on to that spot, holds it together. Crazy racing down to the bottom of the racetrack now as Jeff Stabnow now only 1.1 seconds from the leader. Coming fast, and he's still the quickest truck on track. There's your interval. The interval to the leader, there it is below, between Ryan Bloom and Jeff Stabnow. 1.175 seconds and shrinking. Increases a little bit now. He cut it to a second earlier. That's about 1 1/4. .25 now. Ryan Bloom still the man up in front. Jeff Stabnow, he's going to have to get to Dennis Moore. That'll be the next man he's got to pass, but Dennis Moore right there about 1/4 of a second behind the leader. There you see Bloom, there you see Moore. And obviously their teammates. So all of this is going on. You still have Ryan Bloom trying to hold off all of his competitors behind him. And now his teammate Dennis Moore flanked his inside and looking for the lead. And a battle for the lead. There's your top 5 right there in the gap between them on the bottom right of the monitor. Dennis Moore, Ryan Bloom, Jeff Stabnow. By the way, one of the sponsors we have, of course, Virginia 811, call before you dig. No caution yet. No caution yet. There's been no caution. As we approach halfway, no yellow flag yet. Back to the second place man, who led earlier, got passed by his teammate, Dennis Moore, Ryan Bloom. Trying to shrug it off, if you will. Driver up in front, leading the way. I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go side by side, take a commercial break as we're approaching halfway. We just saw green flag pit stops take place. That has shuffled up everything. And there you see your top 5. Moore, Bloom, Stabnow, West and West. Rest of the top 10, top 12. New scoring ticker, new graphics we're working on. And we're going to go to break. We're back in a moment. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go side by side. You don't miss a thing. iRacing on LSRTV, CRN from Atlanta, the Northwest Truck Series, presented by CLICKIT RV. And here's a word from some of those sponsors.
At CLICKIT RV, we know there's a lot of heritage and history at this location. RV sales and service has been part of this community for decades. We knew there was an incredible opportunity here, but to see where we've come in just a year is incredible. None of it would be possible without the patronage and support from this community. So whether it be a more convenient and accessible service drive, a fully stocked parts department, or this amazing sales facility, what drives this team daily is making sure our customers leave here with the best possible experience.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Well, we're back. Not done yet, by the way. The race rolls on here tonight from Atlanta Motor Speedway. Halfway through. Halfway to go. 100 miles are in. 100 miles remain. And there has been no caution flag yet. Not trying to jinx anything on a full moon Monday night here in the Carolinas or in virtual Atlanta. But it has jumbled up everything. Look at the scoring pylon. You can see the interval of the top 16 by mere 26 seconds. Dennis Moore, the leader. Dan West Jr. in second spot. Ryan Bloom is third. Devin West is fourth. Jeff Stabnow, top five. By the way, Jeff Stabnow, fastest truck of the race with the best lap, 31.429. Cole Raz is sixth. Kevin Smith, seventh. Tyler King, eighth. Sean Brightsman, ninth. Brian Reynolds, your top 10. As we watch Brian Bloom trying to run down Dan West Jr. and Dennis Moore. He is in the crosshairs. Lowther up the racetrack. Ryan Bloom to the inside. That's Lowther. He's a lap down. And lets the leaders have at it again. Still a long way to go here in this race. We're glad you're joining us. I'm Wesley Outland. And it's sounding like I'm going to stay here with you to the finish for the rest of the way. As they're bringing it back around into the corner. Dan West Jr. now. Dennis Moore trying to battle for the lead. Devin Moore now battling Ryan Bloom. And Dan West Jr. goes to the lead. Dennis Moore got it back. Battle for the lead. You're watching Devin West and Ryan Bloom go at it, but also the battle for the lead is going on up in front. Side by side to the back straightaway, the leaders are. Right there, Dan West on the inside. Giving Dennis Moore plenty of room on the bottom, on the top. I was going to say on the top, he's giving him plenty of room. And he's doing just that. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr., Devin West, Ryan Bloom, all these drivers trying to get back into position and run each other down for that spot on the racetrack. As it's getting good here. Oh, we got Dennis Moore now coming down to the pit lane. Dennis Moore, Dan West Jr. I'm sorry, I thought they were coming to the pits. My apologies. He was staying on the bottom of the racetrack. Dennis Moore still the leader. Doing a phenomenal job. All this happening now as the laps continue to tick away. We're in the second 100 miles of this race so far. No caution. There's been no problem. The only scare of the race where caution wasn't thrown was when Troy Daggett ran through the bonsai of the infield turf into turn one, shot up into the safer barrier into that first turn. and then was able to save it and keep it going with no problems. Dennis West, Dennis Moore, Dan West, I meant to say. There they are for the lead. Going at it. And obviously, for the lead is your best battle on the racetrack as well. Thanks for those that are joining us on the Community Radio Network and CRN 87.9 FM in the Carolinas. Our broadcast coverage of iRacing is presented by the Russell Wiles Agency Group Incorporated and the Stock Car Racing Team Game. Racing passion in the game board. And now you got West and Moore going at it. Side by side fighting for the lead. 90 to go. Well, they said that it was 200 miles, 134 laps. Did they change the distance of the race? Yeah, I meant 90 miles to go. My apologies. Yes, not 90 laps to go. My bad. Sorry, I got miles and laps mixed up with each other. Under 90 miles to go. 56 to the finish. Lap 134. Okay, we're caught back up now. That's my fault. I struggled in math, Charles. Don't judge me. He's like, what? Now you're like, we ain't going this far. We ain't doing this. This ain't happening. Dennis Moore. He had a challenge from Dan West. Dan West backed away. Let son Devin close in. Father-son about to battle with Dennis Moore. And another battle and lap traffic up ahead as well. Man, you just take your pick. There's action everywhere, like I said. Just got action all over the place, man. Here at Virtual Atlanta Motor Speedway. Everybody so far doing well. I cannot believe we've gone without any problems, except for what happened to Troy Daggett. Closing in on 50 laps to go. And Robert Gamble on pit road. I believe this is his second time pitting. Robert Gamble, truck 54 on the pit lane. He might be going for the undercut, maybe, or he's in a different pit sequence. James Vining on pit road. Ryan Gormley on pit road. Christopher White on pit road. The last time the leader pitted, 45. The longest lap to the last pit stop was Sean Brightsman, lap 51. Stephen O'Hare, by the way, did start this race. He's 11 laps down. Actually 13 laps. That looks like now 13 laps. Hey, want to remind everybody to join us tomorrow night. I'm looking forward to being on the play-by-play for this event. Along with, I believe, Alex Robinson. Is he going to be with us? I hope. So, myself, Alex Robinson, and Charles Wooten are going to bring to you the excitement of the Kentucky Dirt iRacing League and their dirt late model dream, if you will, before the big one. Richest winners payout in the KDIL history. First big show on the new build with the Dirt Super Late models. That's T1R, which used to be Team 126 Racing. Now it's T1R Esports presents the Dirt Late Model Dream from Eldor before the big race beginning on Thursday. $400 to win. They've already got close to 40 cars and a 48 car maxed out. They're going to be twin features paying $50 to win based on qualifying and hot laps. Twin features will be 24 cars and then 24 cars, 25 laps. $50 goes to the winner. Then there's going to be everyone else behind the top 10 transferring into 2 B mains. So you'll take your 20 cars to the 100 lap dream, 2 B mains, total of 2 advance. Those will be your 24 positions. And they'll go at it with a $400 on the line. Hard charger award as well. 25th to 8th on lap 16, you get an award as well. All of that going on tomorrow night. We got it for you. Coverage begins at 8:30 Eastern Time. T1R Esports presents the Dirt Late Model Dream. Tomorrow night, iRacing on LSRTV. And if I don't change my mind, we might even broadcast that on the community radio network as well, with as big as it is. Pit stops are going on. Cole Raz is in pit lane. John Ottenbacher is in. Devin West is coming on pit road. Pit stops happening, no doubt. Money stop. Devin West in for the second time. Possibly the last time of the strategy call. Here's Sean Breitzman. He battles now with Kevin Smith up the racetrack. This is going on for 5th spot. And they continue to flip-flop up the scoring pylon for them positions. Sean Breitzman, by the way, lap 51. He was the last truck to pit in sequence when he gave up a lead, gave it back to Dennis Moore. .45 laps to go. Second round of green flag pit stops happening. Dan West Jr. on pit lane. Jeff Stabdow, early leader of the race, on the pit lane as well. All this work taking place now. Down the stretch. Toby Ritters is on pit road. By the way, my apologies. I think I mentioned the Wenatchee race was this past weekend, or this weekend. It was this past weekend. Thank you so much, Christopher White. And yes, Cole Raz was the winner. No doubt about it. I'll probably get a hold of Cole Raz, have him on finish line. Oh boy, Dennis Moore overshot his pit stall. Got to go in reverse to back it up. He lost about a half a second. Oh, okay. Ryan Bloom giving up the lead. He's on pit road now. Sean Breitzman back to the lead again from the second time of pit road sequences. And big props again to Cole Raz, $20,000 winner at the Wenatchee Valley Super Oval and the Wenatchee 200, a $20,000 payday. And Ryan Bloom overshoots his pit stall by about a spot or a box. Had to go backwards, had to go forward, He lost 4 or 5 seconds because of that. If you want to make mistakes on pit lane, it's too late to do that now. So as everything cycles back out, you're now going to see the driver, Sean Breitzman. In that top spot. And I believe we're approaching 40 laps to go. Time to settle in for the long haul. Take this one to the finish, no doubt. On board, Toby Ritters, now with Ryan Bloom. Ryan Bloom is back on pit lane again. I wonder if he got a penalty there, Charles Wooten. There might be a penalty being called. Wow. Oh, that's not good. That don't sound good. Waiting for the jack to drop. Oh, wow. Oh, wow, that's not good. He is being held on pit road. Penalty being given to the number 25. Boy, this changes everything now. Ryan Bloom out of the hunt. Ryan Bloom watching his race fade away as he roars off pit road with squealing tires off the pit lane. Understanding he got a 15 or a 30-second penalty for a penalty on the racetrack or on pit road, entering or exit. And while that happens, Dennis Moore. There he is, he's in 5th. Still the fastest truck of the race in the 6th position, Jeff Stabnow. To a 31.429. That's what he turned in the race. He is currently the fastest truck on track now in this event. And Sean Breitzman now waiting to pit again. He's off sequence with everybody else as everyone else has pitted. Sean Breitzman has not. Closing in on lap 134 to go. And the finish. Best battle on the racetrack, Dan West Jr. And Breitzman's in. Breitzman comes in around lap 100. Lap 99, he's in on the pit lane. He will give up the lead now. How far will he drop on the scoring pylon? Devin West and Dan West Jr. now father-son, or son-father, 1 and 2. There's Dennis Moore, Cole Rass, Wenatchee 200 winner over the weekend at the Super Oval. And the number 10 machine, Caden Anderson racing entry. You know, that's a name we haven't seen in a while. Caden Anderson. Devin West, Dan West Jr., 1 and 2. Dennis Moore down to third. Raz right there in fourth. Jeff Stab now right behind him. 101 laps completed now. Under 33 to go to the finish. Best battle. This is for 11th and 12th. Toby Ritters and James Vining going at it. Wow, Frank Harris in trouble, drives through the infield grass, slams the inside pit wall. He is on pit road. Does he have a fast repair? I don't know if he does. Here is a, wow, I love that graphic. Here's a replay. Look at this. Well, we got to go back a little bit further. Here we go. This is what happened to the 11-4 to Frank Harris. He's a big Oregon Ducks fan, by the way. Oh, lost it off of turn 4. Slams the safer barrier on the outside pit retaining wall. Drives it through the infield grass. Slams the inside pit wall. Nobody home, nobody there. And will stay green. 30 to go. Christopher White says, anyhow, Wesley, I parked my truck. It was garbage tonight. I think I put the Atlanta Super Speedway setup in, not the Legacy setup. Oops. Of course, remember, Atlanta was repaved with that super late model. By the way, we had a race with the super late models. I'm sorry, not the super late models. We had a race at Atlanta with the Northwest Xfinity cars, is what I meant to say. And obviously the winner was Ryan Gormley, if you remember. Tonight, Ryan Gormley, 14th, 1 lap down. All right. Well, it's pucker time, if you will. Time to make that final charge to get back to the front and go to the finish. Short 28 laps to go. Payout window is open. Place your bets. Who's going to be there at the end? Devin West, the leader. For how long, though? Dan West Jr., Dennis Moore closing in right behind them. Devin West. Outside, inside, Dan West Jr. Dennis Moore, 1, 2, and 3 up on the outside. They stay single file up on the top of the racetrack. Raz in 4th. He has lost the pack within 3-4 seconds. Closing in on 25 laps to go here at Atlanta. And now it's time for the run for the money. Everybody has been patient. They've been respecting one another. But how soon will that patience go south? You want to be there at the end. You want to be the man that's the winner that we talk to in Victory Lane on the post-race wrap-up. And obviously, Devin West doing everything he can to look for that third win this year, to be the all-time winner this season so far with 3 over everybody else. In addition to that, try to climb back into the top 10, or at least the top 12, because that's who's going to the playoffs. Cole Raz has just parked his truck, number 10, out, done. Reynolds in the pits, Harris in the pits, Campbell, O'Hare in the pits. Gotta wonder if some of these guys realize reality, and they know they're out of it. Race on the track another day. There's the West family. And we're closing in on 20 laps to go. Devin West, Dan West Jr., another son-father affair. Dennis Moore right there behind them. It's another LSRTV win racing battle, except for this night when they come to 20 to go. Team LSRTV has the numbers. Positions 1, 2, 4. To Dennis Moore and Kevin Smith. LSRTV, LSRTV, win, LSRTV, win, LSRTV, win. Those are your 7 spots. And if you want to be honest, LSRTV win, LSRTV top 10. Thank you to Christopher White. He was going to opt to come in the booth and join me, but he doesn't have the broadcast software. I appreciate, though, I appreciate you extending the olive branch to do that, though. We're under 20 laps to go, and Devin West looking to get his another win. The West family, I'm telling you, man, this 2023 season, no doubt about it, has been the domination of the West family. I know it's crazy to say that, but sincerely, with all honesty, you look at the stats, they don't lie. Dan West Jr., Devin West, father, son, whether it's been on the dirt side or the pavement for the trucks or Xfinity fixed setup series, they have put themselves in the catapult of domination this year. And make no bones about it, and I mentioned it again, I'll mention it again tonight, I mentioned it in the past, it is a Team LSRTV win racing battle for this championship of the regular season. It's been that way. I believe it's going to continue to. Getting loose off of that second turn, Devin West. Dan West Jr. back down to the bottom. He's looking to go to the lead. Dan West Jr. double nickel, battling the Cinco. Off of 4. 15 to go at the line. Father and son will battle it out. I promise you. Dan West Jr. now looking to try to pick up his second win this year if he does. Two-time series champion of the trucks in 2020 and 2021. If he wins, Dan West Jr. that is, he will be joining 2 wins this season with Ryan Bloom, Dennis Moore, his son Devin West as well. Single wins this year so far belong to Ryan Gormley, Dan West Jr. obviously, Stephen O'Hare, and yes, a name I mentioned earlier, Caden Anderson. And I believe we got an update from the pits real quickly. Let's check in with Charles Wooten. Charles, what you got, buddy? 14 to go in Atlanta.
I just got done talking to Cole Raz, and long story short, he tried his best to do as many laps of this race as he could, but he said, and I semi-quote, not perfectly, the drinks were flowing, the partying was going, and he is just deadbeat tired from all the partying after winning that 20 grand.
I could imagine the Wenatchee 200. The Wenatchee Valley Super Oval, by the way, one of the former voices of the Northwest on iRacing on LSRTV, Greg Rentz, was on the call for that event, as well as Jeremy Anders and all the great people there at that racetrack. Super awesome people. Cole Raz, probably one of the biggest wins of his career, probably on the payday window as well. $20,000. He said it's all gone. I'm gonna reach out to Cole and see if we can have him on finish line. We're gonna have obviously the Portland winner for Xfinity, for ARCA, Landon River Lewis. He'll be on the show. Already worked on getting him. Getting, of course, Connor Hall, winner of the Cars Tour at Langley, on. Just some of the guests we have lined up for finish line. Obviously, it's on radio now, no longer on video. And we got 10 laps to go. And Charles Wooten bringing back his podcast soon. Maybe in 2024. Stand by. Oh, there you go. A Race on Texas podcast. By the way, we're in single digits now, 9 to go. Hey, let's take this one to the finish, but first we'll pause for 10 seconds of radio identification. The finish on deck from Atlanta when we return here on CRN.
Community Radio Network, WCRN 87.9 FM, Clayton, Garner, Raleigh, North Carolina, USA. We are CRN.
Ready to bring this one to the finish here tonight at Hot Atlanta. And it's been hot with no cautions whatsoever. I'm sorry, Brian Morehouse. No plugs whatsoever, except for this, there it is, a shameless plug for no cautions, no caution lap. Lead changes, though, have had 8 tonight, and it's not done yet. We might flip-flop that again. 7 to go at the line. Devin West, the leader. Daddy is right behind him. And lap traffic is also in the way. A couple of teammates battling here. Sean Brightsman and Jeff Stabnow. This is for 4th and 5th. You have got 1, 2, 3, 4 trucks of Team LSRTV in the top 5 tonight in Atlanta. Win Racing in 3rd with Dennis Moore. And I'm telling you, I know as we move to the end of this thing, you make no bones about it. Devin West and Dan West Jr., though father, son, though Team LSRTV, they will battle each other. Question is, who will survive when it's all done at the end of the rainbow? I will survive too. Good song. Five laps to go. Truck 5. Devin West leads the way. Looking for that third win. Dan West Jr. We got one in the wall, up in the fence in front of the leaders. That's Toby Ritter's bonsai move now. A quick work there by the West family to miss the 23. Ritter's in the fence. That was the 9th place truck, by the way. 4 to go. Is there more lap trucks ahead, or is there clean air? Dan West Jr. Oh yeah, they got about a half. They got a straightaway. They got about a straightaway distance between Grumble and Devin West. Dan West Jr. Why, there he is from the back of the tailgate. Lost a little bit of ground there on his son. 3 to go here at Atlanta. Dan West Jr., can he make it work? Shades of kind of driving Darlington, if you will. And to be honest with you, the old Atlanta, you had to do that. The old Atlanta, you had to drive that way. How is this going to shake out? 3 laps to go. Now 2 to go at the line. 2 remaining for Devin West. Dan West Jr. right behind them. Father-son battle. 3 miles to go or less than that. Up the banking in 3, working out of 4. Could we see a bump and run or a move here on the last lap? Devin West, Dan West, 1 and 2. Son, father, come to the line. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go. Final time around here. Dan West Jr. bonsai to the bottom. Inside. Pulls up in front of son Devin. They're door to door. Backstretch. Try to make that move on the bottom. We'll get 1 more shot at him again into 3. Will he dive in there? He cannot. He used up all that momentum. Here comes Devin West off of turn number 4 to the line. Win number 3. Wins of anybody on the Truck Series here this year. And the climb to make it into the points playoffs continue for the 5. Dan West Jr. will settle for 2nd. Dennis Moore will go 3rd tonight. By the way, 200 miles. Caution free. Put that in your record books. Put that in your record books for everybody that sometimes gets on these guys about the format or the way they're racing or the way they're tearing them up, and 3 attempts at overtime and long cautions. Not tonight. Atlanta provided no yellow flags. And the celebration is on. Here they come. Look at it. Oh, wow. Yeah. Dennis Moore. Tyler King, Kevin Smith. There's your high 5 salute. Oh, look at the hang time. Wow. And Devin West says, get me the heck away from here. There's Jeff Stab now. Who was he got a bonsai into? Nobody, I guess. John Ottenbacher, man on a mission. By the way, Team LSRTV, 1, 2, 4, 5 in the top 5. Well, let's take a look at your results here tonight. Round number 12 here in Atlanta. Devin West is the winner. Dan West Jr. in second spot. Dennis Moore third. Sean Brightsman fourth. Jeff Stabnow the top 5. Kevin Smith is sixth. Tyler King will be seventh. Brett Johnson eighth. Toby Ritter's ninth. And John Ottenbacher, by the way, the top 10. 8 trucks on the lead lap at the checkered flag. Brian Reynolds was 11th. James Vining, last truck a lap down in 12th. We got our music, by the way. Music. BJ Tidrick, 13th. Dan Lowther, 14th. Ryan Bloom, 15th. Ryan Gormley, it's just really, really low. Cole Rass. Frank Harris, Robert Gamble, Stephen O'Hare, the rundown. Troy Daggett, Carl Burke, Christopher White. He pulled in about 50 laps into this race. It was just like, I don't like this truck. I don't like this track. I'm done. Fastest lap of the race, by the way, of the drivers were Jeff Stabnow, 5th place finisher, 31.429 seconds. And there's Chris White Racing right there. Shout to him. Yeah. By the way, Atlanta Motor Speedway, VA, Virginia811.com. Dig with care, caution, information summary. No cautions, no caution laps. Lead changes 8 here in Atlanta for 200 miles, 134 laps. We're back in a moment. We'll grab a word with our top 3 of the podium and wrap it up here at Atlanta. Devin West now, 3 wins this year for the driver out of Shelton, Washington in the number 5 here tonight. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Top of the hour, 1 p.m. Eastern time in the morning, or 1 a.m. now. 12 midnight, of course, on the Central World. Everyone else is about the Mountain Time zone of 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Race over in the books, and we are going to grab a word now with our drivers. Of course, Dennis Moore flip-flopping the top 3. Of course, the drivers on the podium is the LSRTV again. Sean Brightsman, LSRTV. Jeff Stabnow, LSRTV, top 5. 4 out of 5 drivers this night. LSRTV beats Win Racing. But we'll grab Dennis Moore, though, for Win Racing. Dennis, your take of this race, man. Caution-free, no problems. By the way, you close in on that point gap on Ryan Bloom now, just 18 back. Your take of this race tonight here at Atlanta, the old Atlanta, might I add.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a great race. Those guys just had a tick better set, but I think track position was the most important thing here tonight. We saw that with Devin had 2 or 3 lap older tires than Dan and I, and Dan couldn't get by him. I burned my stuff up trying to catch up to him because I slipped through my box, but it was a lot of fun racing, tight racing with the West and Jeff and the rest of my guys here. But yeah, it was nice to go green, 2 green flag pit stops. I think that's the first time all year.
Yeah, no cautions whatsoever, man. Obviously, man, the strategy, hands down, has got to be definitely threw it for a loop when this race got started, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Track position was huge. You know, all five trucks were lined up at the beginning for their first run. Then the second run, somehow I got out front and just kept Dan pinned on the bottom. He could not get past me. Just nearly impossible to pass at this track after 20-25 laps.
Well, you did what you needed to do. You got a solid podium finish, and obviously you close in on Ryan Bloom for the points championship, man. Well, the playoffs, because we still got a long way to go. Race 12 of 33, but your take of finishing now in third and in second in the points now, only 18 back to Ryan Bloom, your teammate.
Yeah, it's been a good season thus far. Looking forward to the rest of the season. Really looking forward to next week in Nashville. We got a great set, and I love that track. But yeah, it's fun battling with these LSRTV guys. They're definitely stepping up their game on the long run sets, so it's gonna be a fun year.
All right, buddy. Always great talking to you, Dennis. Before I let you go, thank your sponsors.
Yeah, first I want to thank everybody at Northwest Racing Series, Jeff, Sean, all these guys that put it on. You guys with LSRTV, and then obviously CLICKIT RV. I'm sorry, it's on my truck. It's a lead sponsor. Go check them out. Get a new camper from Kevin. Thanks, guys.
And Dennis Moore, ladies and gentlemen, he'll finish in the number 3 position now tonight. His Chevrolet number 44 for Win Racing. Runner-up, Dan West Jr. looking for his second win to now be joined with 4 other drivers, or 3 other drivers winning 2 wins, but that didn't happen. But Dan, another phenomenal battle between the West family, and the Win Racing LSRTV battles continue. It doesn't matter whether it's a road course, whether it's a short track, or here at an intermediate speedway like Atlanta. You guys are just setting the bar, if you will, and putting on some great racing. You're settled for second. Your take on that tonight?
Yeah, like Dennis was saying, wasn't it? That was an incredible race. I mean, whether you won it or not, it was just a blast to be in. You know, like there in the beginning, we were stacked up there. I don't know how many trucks it was, but I remember there was at least 5, like Dennis said. You couldn't ask for better racing, and it didn't look like anybody was really going to spread apart. So you were just looking at, you know, the strategy of pitting, and that's what kind of made it fun, was you didn't have those yellows. You could kind of play into that, you know, whether you short pit or stayed out. Incredible night. I mean, I had so much fun. Like I say, win or not, it was just a blast. I appreciate Dennis running me clean. You know, like he said, I tried really hard to run that bottom, but the last thing I want to do is wreck his night or my night. So you just take what you can get, and hopefully you can short pit him. And that's what I did there to get out in front of him.
I'll tell you this much, Dan. Obviously, you know, your son put himself in kind of a bind with obviously real work obligations, real racing obligations, things that are not allowing him to be here on a full-time capacity. But make no bones about it, doing exactly what he needs to do to be able to join you guys in a run for a championship if he can make it in the playoffs.
Yeah, he's doing a great job. I mean, the kid really picks it up quick. I mean, he hasn't got a lot of laps with this setup, and he, you know, by the end of the race, he's usually the guy that we're chasing. So he does a hell of a job of figuring out what the truck needs and how to save tires. So that's something that we're all trying to work on, and with the LSRTV team, is just a longer run. And that hats goes off to Jeff, man. We would not be where we're at without Jeff Stabnow. Jeff Stabnow is the guy that builds these sets and then hands them to us, and then Devin and I go out and we run these laps, right? I mean, our whole team is very fortunate to have him.
Hey, good run for you with points-wise as well. Not only second in the race, but you climbed 2 spots in the point standings. Are you thinking points championships right now, or playoff runs, or are you just content of being what you need to do here? You're now second in the points.
Wow.
Correction, you're actually 4th.
No.
You climbed up 2 spots to 4th. My apologies. 2 spots to 4th.
Yeah, I'm content, man. I'm just, like I say, it's just having fun. I mean, I think tonight as a whole, Northwest Racing Series should be very proud. I think there was a lot of give and take out there. I think that we put on a heck of a show. I mean, that's what it's all about. Just battle, you know, lap after lap after lap, and staying off each other, not bringing out a bunch of yellows and having frustrated drivers.
All right, buddy. Well, man, thank you before I let you go. As always, thank your sponsors there, Dan.
Effective Web Solutions, CLICKIT RV, LSRTV, CRN Sports. You guys up in the booth, you guys are awesome. Appreciate you. And I just, again, my team, I just really appreciate everything they do and coming out here and doing this. And congratulations, Devin. And thanks again, Dennis.
Dan West Jr., the driver, again finishes in the second spot and fourth now in the points. He climbs 2 spots now to fourth, now just 63 back to Ryan Bloom in the regular season championship. Let's go to Victory Lane now, and his son back in Victory Lane. He also now has done what he needs to do to not only put himself in the top 12, up 2 spots from 13th to 11th. In addition to that, he is also the man with the most wins of anybody this year in the Northwest CLICKIT RV or the Northwest Truck Series presented by CLICKIT RV. Devin West, another win. You're taking things, man. Good job.
Yeah, thank you, Wesley. Definitely, like Dad said, truck was awesome. And that's obviously just all Jeff. The guy just, I don't know how he does it, man, but every single week. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. Going into this race, I was a little worried. I wasn't sure what we had. I didn't think we had what Win Racing had, and I was ready to settle for a 5th place finish. And the next thing I knew, we were out front and running away. So yeah, definitely big shout out to Jeff. He's just amazing at building setups.
Devin, make no bones about it, buddy. I kind of was talking with your dad about it. You put yourself in, not meaning to, but because of real life and work and racing and things that go on, you kind of put yourself in a little bit of a virtual bind here, but man, you are climbing out of the cellar, doing it in fine fashion as well. Was that the end game? Obviously you want the wins, but to put yourself back in that top 12 spots, because you know that's where they're going to go to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, I felt confident myself to get a win this year. I felt like if I didn't get a win at all for the entire season, I didn't deserve to be in playoffs anyways. So once I got that first win, it was just about making enough races to be top 30 in points, I think, whatever the cutoff there is, to qualify your win, and then obviously meet the minimum race requirement, which I think I'll be able to do this summer. Should be able to make most of the races. Obviously, I can't predict my schedule for fall when school starts back up, so hopefully that works out. But either way, I come out here whenever I can, just have fun. And nights like this really are the definition of why I'm here. So
I think if I'm correct, I believe the minimum race amount is 20. Right now you're in race number 8 while everyone else is in race number 12. So definitely you still got a hill to climb with that. But man, you've won races, you've climbed the points. You just got to be able to show up every Monday night. That's just got to work for your favor, right?
Yeah, 20 is a lot. I don't know how many races there are total, but I'm gonna do my best.
33 in total.
Oh, I'll be all right then. I got 13 races in this, so we're good. We're good.
Well, brother, it feels like it's second verse, same as the first, week in, week out with the West family. Thank your sponsors, man, and congratulations to you. Another win. And by the way, 3 wins most of anybody this year for somebody that's trying to fight to get into the playoffs. You've got 3 wins now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Definitely the best season I've had in this league for sure. Definitely, I'm running my races like normal, so I don't know what's going on. We're just unfortunate, I guess. But yeah, obviously, Effective Web Solutions, Kenny Says with Hardwood, Merciless Distributing, that'll help me out in real life. So big shout out to them. Then obviously LSRTV up in the booth. You guys are awesome. CLICKIT RV, sponsoring the series, and Kevin, they help out. He helps out a ton. Obviously, CLICKIT RV, go buy an RV. And then I just want to give a big shout out to Rob Gamble for putting on that GT3 series coming up on Wednesday nights. Hopefully, you get a car count. So if you can be there for sure. I'm looking forward to it. So.
Tentatively, we plan to broadcast that on Wednesday night. However, if there is something that pops up, we'll let you know. But we'll just miss this Wednesday night alone. I think there's possibly a conflict, but right now, the plan is to cover that race. And yeah, it's going to be something different because the Xfinity Series are not going to get back to action until Labor Day after the summer. So, ladies and gentlemen, Devin West, third win this year for the driver of the number 5 out of Shelton, Washington. Father, Dan West Jr., right behind him. And for Team LSRTV, Win Racing's Dennis Moore will finish in third. Well, let's take a look at the point standings before we jump off the air here. One more time, Ryan Bloom now after 12 rounds continues to have the lead, but not by much. The stranglehold has now closed in for Dennis Moore. 18 points on his teammate for Win Racing. Of course, the LSRTV teammate of Jeff Stabnow, Dan West Jr., third and fourth. They're now 46 and 63 back. Ryan Gormley, who picked up a win this year as well, 67 back now to Ryan Bloom, followed by, of course, Toby Ritters, who has not won but been consistent with now 2 top 5, 6 top 10s for the number 23 for Win Racing. He is now 67 back, tied with Ryan Gormley for 5th. Sean Breitzman is right now 7th in the points, looking for that first win of the year, but right now a solid drive for him. 81 back. John Ottenbacher is 8th. Dan Lowther is 9th, and Stephen O'Hare currently your top 10. Next week, it's on to Nashville Super Speedway, another intermediate racetrack. It should be a good one. It should be an exciting one, and we look forward to bringing it to you. So, Justin Prince not able to join me in the booth tonight, but hopefully we'll have him back next week. Jason Rockefeller on the way. We'll let you know about Wednesday. Join Alex Robinson, myself tomorrow night for the virtual Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora, right here on LSRTV. And of course, that'll wrap things up here tonight from virtual Atlanta. Caution free, Devin West, his third win this year. For Jeff Stabnow, for Charles Wooten, everybody at Rocket Racing Media and iRacing on LSRTV and CRN, I'm Wesley Outland. Enjoyed being solo. We got it to the end. We hope you had fun. When it's all said and done, Devin West, flag to flag, caution free tonight at Atlanta. Be good to one another. We'll see you back on Wednesday, next Monday for Nashville.